Hi, I'm Chris Coombs, and this is The Truth in Diabetes. I'd like to take a minute to introduce you to Mrs. Truth in Diabetes. This is Jen.
Hi.
Jen and I have been married for how many years now? 5, are you sure? I thought it was 6.
We're working on 6.
We're working on 6. Something that I didn't know is that Jen and I, we went and we did a couples training together a few weeks ago, and even in the time that Jen has known me, which is a lot longer than 6 years, what would you say?
I've known you?
Yeah.
10.
Okay, so we've known each other for about 10 years. What I didn't know, there were a couple of things. When Jen and I were dating, she said, number one, I will never marry Chris because he's diabetic, right?
True.
And the thing that came up that's new is even after all those 10 years, Jen still has some fears about me and my diabetes and how the diabetes will impact my life. So I'd like you to share with me and with everyone, what are those fears? I mean, what scares you about having a spouse with diabetes?
Well, it scares me when you have low blood sugars and I hear you stumble around or fall down the stairs to get to the kitchen, because he's not one that likes help unless he's asking for it. Just stay out of his way and let him take care of his diabetes and his low. And when it gets severely low, and I've seen blood sugars at 20, 19, I worry about what happens if he doesn't wake up. And I wake up to a dead husband one morning because he's had a low blood sugar, and it scares me to death.
Okay, so now that you've shared that, you've shared what your fears are, someone else that has a diabetic spouse, what type of information, what kind of tips, what is useful to you as a spouse of someone living with diabetes?
I think to talk about it, be open about it, about what you can do to support them, what you can do to, say if they do have a low blood sugar, what you should do, what they are asking or expecting of you. Because in the moment, don't ask them when they're low, because they're not reasonable, and oftentimes not very nice when they're low. They kind of get grumpy. Ask them when it's, they're normal and healthy, and say, okay, if you have low blood sugar, what can I do to support you? Would you like me to get you juice? Would you like me to do something? Or do you want me to just stay out of it, and if you need help, you'll ask? Also, talk about the signs of things to do, where if you did need to call for help, if something was bad and you did need to call for backup or 911 because something was terribly wrong. Just get as educated as you can. I didn't know what a normal blood sugar was, or a high or a low, or good, bad. I had no idea. And so, just education. Talk to your partner, see what they want and support from you to make them healthier, I guess.
So number one, the thing that I'm hearing there is education, right?
And communication.
Education, communication. And if you're educated and you're knowledgeable on what to do when, does that help to lessen the fear?
Oh yeah, definitely helps.
So what I heard you say too was, okay, so you find me one morning and I'm dead because I've had a low blood sugar. Is that the only fear that comes up for you?
No, I mean, I fear for you losing your legs. My grandfather lost his legs to gangrene from diabetes. So losing limbs and you being blind and your quality of life and things like that. The whole long-term effect of what diabetes can do to you if you don't manage it is terrifying.
Okay. So again, it comes back to saying disease or destiny. It's your choice. You have the choice as to what kind of a life you want to live. That's the reality with diabetes, is you have a great level of control. It's not necessarily like cancer or
True.
some other disease that really you're limited to whatever treatments or things are available to you. It's not like someone with cancer can get up and check their cancer every day with a little prick of their finger.
It's true.
It's not like they have as many choices when it comes to watching what they eat and maintaining a healthy lifestyle. So disease or destiny, it really is your choice. So again, as I've talked about in other posts on how to take care of your diabetic, It is our job to educate those in our lives as far as what it is, what we need, and when, what the scenario is. Without education, we're all in trouble here. So again, guys, disease or destiny, it's your choice.